Hey guys, what I'm going to do here for you is I've got cast iron skillets and we do a lot of cooking in them. I'm going to show you how I clean them. There's going to be some people say, oh no, you're doing it wrong. And there's some people going to say, oh, that's cool, you know, and it learns me. But we want to season them and keep them seasoned. So stay along with me and I'll show you how to clean a cast iron skillet.
Well, you're feeling kinda ragtag, sleeping in a sleeping bag, looking up at the night sky, wondering if you are the right guy to pack it all up in a knapsack and carry it all up on an aching back. But you don't gotta go far, you got a neighbor with an open door. 'Cause we're a great big family living under the great big sky above. We're gonna have a great big jubilee where we're gonna fill a great big hearts with love. We're gonna have a great big sing along where we're gonna sing a great big family song. 'Cause we're a great big family, yeah, a great big family.
Well guys, we're staying pretty warm in the house. It's we keep a fire going. Sometimes we get too big of a fire, it runs us. That don't run us out. We open the windows. If it's 20 degrees out, we open the windows. The kids definitely staying warm up in their lofts. We got a little small fire going. Right there you go. Right now, I've got the draft open to let it catch up, but it's not too bad in here right now. It's actually really comfortable. Oh boy, I just seen some mess that Frost got into. And I didn't notice it this morning when I came home, but I sure noticed it now. Well, anyways, we'll deal with that later. But yeah, we're staying fairly warm. I've got a few little loose ends to do, button up, and that's not really with fiberglass. It's more of like silicone spray foam. So I gotta get some of that stuff and do hit later. The eaves of the house, where the soffit and stuff's supposed to go, that has to be done because it is blowing in and it moves the fiberglass around. The wind does, and kids can actually feel some cold air coming in. So want to put some backing foam in it, then I'm going to board it up, and that should take care of that. So it might be another project we're doing. We figured, I was sitting here figuring material up for the kids' ladders in the loft, banisters and stuff, railings or whatever you want to call it. We took and, or I took and went on Lowe's, and that's usually where I do most of my shopping. It's convenient that way because I can go in and check prices and stuff like that. And they have finally been updating their prices more regular, so for whatever reason. But what I got figured out is it's going to run us about $400 to do both lofts. That's building the ladders and putting the railings up. So what I'm thinking about doing is actually using a door closer. You see them a lot in the in stores when you go in and open them up. I'm watching a little bit of YouTube today and trying to make sure that we're wiring up our electric good, and I'm up to code because we will probably, I don't think we'll have a whole building inspection because technically we have already got the electricity here. We're just, we're building a new home. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, when we need to get our power and stuff. The good thing is I found that we don't have to put our, me and McCain's going to go out there and measure it, but I'm going to pick a warmer day. I think tomorrow and Friday's supposed to be nice. But we are, I'm thinking about just going ahead and getting the conduit up the side of the house. I think I got enough room to meet the 12 feet minimum requirement by our local power company. Actual national code wants to do a minimum of 10 feet, but our local power company wants a little bit more, I guess you could say. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do that and get that measured out. And I think I got enough for sure, because where I'm going to put it at, it has to be cleared of 3 feet of the window. I think we're good on that too, but I don't know. I'll have to see, because the weatherhead or the conduit can't come within like 3 feet of a window. But I'll have to see and check it out and go from there, because if it does, then it ain't gonna work and I ain't gonna be able to put there. So we'll go from that point and see what we can do. But too many codes, and I mean, I know people, they want you to be safe, and I want to be safe, but there's some things that there ain't no need for, if you know what I mean. And yeah, so has to be at least 3 feet, and I guess any directions away from any kind of wires. I'm not sure if it's the weather heading or what people call them, the mast, weather mast or whatever. But it has to be where you can't reach out your window and grab it. So I guess that goes for kids, or because I'm short, which I don't know. There's adults out there, it's crazy too, so I don't know. Yeah. Oh well. This video ain't doing much but vlogging. We're just talking, kind of chatting and stuff. I don't know. We ain't got much going on. Ain't got much going on. Hey, well, guys, I got the water. We are a wet, soggy place. It's let's see if I can. Look at that. This is going downhill. Look at this, what we're getting ready to walk into. This is around an oak tree. We'll have to walk up this way. Look how wet. All this around, we got probably 12, no, we got longer than that. Probably 16 hours worth of rain last night. Yeah, end of the day. This is what it looks like. Very, very wet and muddy. Let's just say, yeah, that's what it looks like. Looks rough. That's a pretty little house right there though, ain't it? Alright, so what I do is I take and heat some water up in my cast iron skillet. Okay, I put me some good hot water in it, and I put it on a burner, and what I do is I let it basically boil and get good and hot. And this ain't really going to hurt it because it's still seasoned, and the only thing it's going to do is it's going to help get up the stuck on food and stuff, so it ain't going to be sitting in the water. And as soon as we're done boiling it, as soon as we get this food loosened up that's in it, we're going to empty the water out of it. Then we're going to take and scrape all of the unwanted food off with not a piece of metal or anything, but something soft like a grill brush made out of plastic. Got the scrub part, got the bristles made out of plastic instead of metal. That way it don't hurt the actual, it don't really actually take off anything. It just kind of helps loosen stuff up. But that's what we're going to use. You can see I've already tried to do it with some of the hard stuff on there. But that's what we're going to do. And yeah, the brush is nasty because it's used, and I do clean it. So, but you don't have to use any soap on this. You just use this or something brush. You can use salt even. I've seen people use it on salt, and then you take it while it's still hot, put it back on your burner, put your oil in it, and let it cook real good. So what we're doing now is, you can see my water's getting good and steamy. We're going to let that come to a good rolling boil, and then once we get to a rolling boil, I should have some of the most of this stuff on here emptied out. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and clean it and season it good. And I'll take you through the step-by-step process of doing it. And that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, the water's getting ready. It's getting frothy. It's getting ready to start boiling any minute. It was already kind of hot because we had it in the teapot on the stove, but I found out that if you go ahead and put it on the burner, put the water in the skillet while it's doing this, then it'll do it a little faster and it'll be easier to clean that way. But there's many ways really to clean a cast iron skillet. The main important thing is keeping them rust free and seasoned. And I've always heard, not when you use water, don't use any kind of detergents. That way it don't strip every bit of the grease off of it. This just loosens up the hard food. Well guys, right here my microphone just went kaploop. It died on me. So from here on out I'm just kind of explaining what I'm doing. Basically I just let my water come to a boil. Right here you go, you see it. Get to a good boil, and I let it boil for just a few minutes, and then I go ahead and turn my little burner off and stuff, and it loosens that food up. It was burning on there real good. So I'll give it a few minutes here, and then I go ahead and turn it off, and then I dump the water out here in just a second, so you'll see that. Now, so we got it all good and loosened up. So I take my brush here, I go in there, and you see how much easier it is to scrape that stuff off. All that burnt and dried food, it sat in overnight. And it was burnt on there anyway, so I had to do this anyway. See, the only thing I had to do is take that brush, and that brush wasn't real hot, so the pan wasn't real hot, so just hot enough to boil water. So I'll go ahead and just scrape all the loose stuff off of it, and then once I get done scraping, put it over in the trash can and dump all the scrapings off of it and stuff like that. So I'll get me a paper towel. You usually use a paper towel. They're the best to use as far as disposable. Don't wear any rags, things like that. But you can use a lint-free rag, paper towels, pretty much anything you want to do. So I'll disappear for a second. I'm getting all that junk out of the skillet, and I'll be back here in just a second with it. Alright, so we're back here. We got majority of the mess out. You can see where I use that paper towel. I still a little bit of stuff in there, and I get that with some salt. I use some of my fancy salt there. My fancy expensive salt. No, it ain't really expensive, it's actually cheap, and it lasts us a long time. I like that kind of salt, but what I do is I go ahead and put my salt in there, and I take it because I didn't want to scrape that dirty scraper on there. So I just took some salt and rubbed in there, and it got the rest of the burn on stuff up and grease and stuff like that. So, but yeah, what you just do that. Try to adjust the camera here for you just to get down there and peer on it more, show you exactly what I'm doing. So get down there, scrub it real good with that salt in that napkin, and it's just like using a hard scraper or something just to get the rest of that burn on food off that's on there. Pour a little bit of oil in there just to help do it, and that helps kind of lubricate it. Kind of like clay bar in a car, or some wet sanding something, you know. You kind of use the oil, say the only thing you're doing is putting it right back in there. So I go around it good, and even though my big old arm is in the way, I go around it real good. And salt absorbs some of that oil too. I say it's already kind of seasoning it, and it's getting it good and clean with all the other junk that's on it. So we'll do this for a minute, then I'll empty get me another clean napkin, and I'll take the salt and the grease, the rest of it out, and then I'll put it back on my burner and get it good and hot, and cook it again. So just scrub it till you see how much more junk it brings off. Yeah, so it still brings off quite a bit of junk. You can see some of it in the skillet there. I'm gonna go back here to my trash can and get that up. I try to put a paper towel down because it keeps some of that grease off the table, but as you can see there, it's moved out of my way, and that's what I get right there. Yeah, so my mic was out, and I was recording this, and I was doing a good video, and just trying to show you how I clean my skillets. Everybody's got a different way of doing it, or you may do it similar to me if you watch this, but you do it what best suits your situation. Just never use detergents, anything like that on them. Never leave them in water because they will rust, and you have to basically restart them once they get that rust on there, because you gotta get that rust off, and you gotta start the process of seasoning them all back over again. That can be kind of rough. And get rid of my grease and stuff, since I'm getting ready to bring the burner out here and put it on it. And I don't really like this skillet that good. It's one of the Pioneer Woman's, and people may like them and stuff, but Pioneer Woman to me was just a big money gimmick for a big time cook. I mean, I think some of their stuff's pretty cool, but that is a rough skillet. It's like the Ozark griddle. The Ozark griddle is the same way. It's really rough. It's not smooth. It's not got the smooth non-stick feel to it, and that's kind of the reason why food's stuck on there too. I'll have to show you some differences between skillets and stuff being actually rough and slick. The lodges come out of the factory way more slicker than these are more like Chinese made ones, even though it's a big name and probably pay a pretty good penny for it. The lodges has got just better stuff, and it's made right here in the good old US of A. Actually, it's made right down there in Tennessee, so close to us. I accidentally spilled some oil. I was trying to get it around the edges there good on the burner. As you can see too, you see all that roughness in there, even with the grease coating. Some of that might be a little salt left over, but it's pretty rough. It's I guess where they've casted it. I didn't cast it in a smooth thing, but anyways, I was just using this skillet because it was a dirty skillet that my mama bear used, and to cook the prior night. She fixed us some chicken Alfredo. She fried her chicken in it, and she just didn't feel like fixing or cleaning it up afterwards. And you see back there in the back on my insulation, I've got oil on it. We've splashed some grease up there. I'm going to have to put something up there temporary to keep some grease from getting on it. So here we got the little burner back on. We're going to get that oil smoking, get that pan good and hot again. Basically what you're doing is you're burning a layer of oil on your skillet, and what that's doing is that's basically keeping that slick, like a non-slick. And it's a lot better than that Teflon. I'd rather have a vegetable oil or something like that on here any day than that. Alright, so here I came back. I'll let you go because I know you want to sit there and wait, but you guys can see it there. It's smoking. It's smoking real good. That means it's really hot. And that grease is burning on there, or oil is burning on there. I'm going to have to get me some Crisco or something like that to use on it instead of just regular oil. They say that oil, Crisco is a lot better. You can rub it on it dry, and then it gets hot and melts right in there. So, probably a lot cheaper in the long run just using Crisco or some good lard to season my pans. But I dumped the excess oil out. Go ahead and turn off my burner, and then I take and rub. Get the napkin, a fresh napkin, and I rub that excess oil there. I get it getting thick, so when the oil does come up in there, it don't burn me. So just rub it around, get some of that excess oil there, and there you go, guys. Look at that. And I actually should have just took it off the burner because the burner was still hot, and it kind of dried some of that oil out. So don't do as I do. That's been a good little burner too, but you see there we go. We got us a clean, hot, seasoned pan that's ready to go again next time. So I set it over on that burner after I get done doing it. Yep, so that's it, guys. We done it. Alright, well, kitchen's in a moment. Well, it's the next day here. We got our cast iron cleaned up, and then I used my griddle and I cleaned it up last night. And we got it put up now. All of our stuff. Boys is outside putting wood on the porch. That way we can have wood on easy access, because starting Saturday we're supposed to drop down into the 30s, and we ain't supposed to recover from the 30s for at least over a week. So we're gonna have, I reckon they're giving, well, the forecast is actually showing like 11 degrees, and but they're actually saying that we can see negatives. So we'll see what, and that's for the lows, not for the highs. There's a couple of days they're already just giving like 20s for the highs. 32 is cold enough for me. But we gotta deal with what we gotta deal with. So, but we'll stay good and warm. Like I said, earlier, we're staying good and warm in the cabin, and we'll just have to keep some firewood up, keep us a good fire going. That way we don't get cool and stuff like that. It's actually kind of, I put one piece on the fire this morning, and it about ran us out of the cabin. It was warm, let's just say that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the cleaning of the cast irons, and I hope you guys learned something from it, and or you can maybe teach me something. So just leave a comment down below, and if there is something that I can learn from it, I'll be glad to do it. There's an old saying, you never stop learning. From the day you're born to the day you die. You're always going to learn something. You're always going to find out something new. And because this is a big world, and there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of things in this world. And there's very smart people, but even those smart people still learn something. And the reason I say, if I can do it, you can do it. And that's the reason I also say, the reason I say that, and I'm a man of many trades, but a master of none of them, because I really ain't. I can do a little bit of everything, but I can't really master anything. But you know, like I said before, being a master of something, or being a man of many trades and being able to do a little bit of everything is better than not knowing nothing, and it's better than knowing just one thing. And somebody else said that too before, but that's all right. So, but we're gonna get off here. We'll talk at you later. We'll see you in another video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, do all those good things for me if you don't care. And guys, we love you. And as always, have a big birthday.